The pride of Africa, that is Kenya Airways, has introduced a newly revamped website. Now you don't need to move from one place, one office to another trying to find the best places to travel to. You don't need to move from one place to another to find the best price deals, because people are going to call you. Enjoy simpler booking with the newly revamped KQ website. Here you are going to know your travel itineraries, and the work will be so easy because you'll be using your phone, and it is going to be fast and easy browsing with advanced features. Whether by road, by air, by water, or using the train, Mombasa is one of the tourism hubs in Kenya, known for its beautiful beaches and iconic prehistoric sites including the Fort Jesus. Apart from this, at the heart of the Mombasa mainland along Mombasa-Malindi Road in Bamburi lies a great story of 250 hectares of reclaimed land, and in particular, the story of a transformed quarry wasteland into an ecological area. Join me as we explore the backstory of a captivating journey through the fascinating history of an enchanting recreational center that emerged from the inhospitable wasteland. My name is Otieno Mjomba, and this is the story about how Halapak gamed the system. Halapak, or as locals call it, Bamburi Halapak, is a must-visit nature trail for any tourist visiting Mombasa town. The breathtaking park is named after a Swiss naturalist trained in horticulture, landscaping and tropical agronomy, René Daniel Haller. The first recipient of the prestigious Global 500 Roll of Honor by the United Nations for outstanding environmental achievements, Haller was hired in 1959 as a manager of the garden department and given the task of beautifying the area, and embarked on the reforestation project 2 decades later. The rehabilitation of the quarries seemed to be an impossible task, as the inhospitable arid wasteland with brackish water allowed no plants to establish themselves there. His vital task was to find pioneer plants that could survive the limestone desert and the fierce tropical sun. After planting 29 plants, only 3 of them survived. These are the damas, the coconut palm, and the casuarina. The casuarina was used initially to colonize the barren quarry floor due to its adaptation to grow under severe conditions. The pine needle-looking branchlets, accompanied by the strong outer surface skin, protected the tree against loss of water and could tolerate salty water, which seemed perfect for the environment. However, due to the casuarina's high tannin content, its needles are too tough and bitter to be broken down by the bacteria into humus for other plants to grow in. This seemed to be another hurdle for the growth of the vast vegetation. Miraculously, one day, Haller observed a red-legged millipede feeding on dry casuarina needles and decided to introduce hundreds of them in the quarry forest. This idea triggered a chain recreation and reaction of colonization by plants and the animals. As they say, the rest is history. After 5 years, the casuarina began self-seeding and colonizing the surrounding area, reaching a height of almost 30 meters with a trunk circumference of 2.4 meters and offering a humus layer of about 10 centimeters deep. Today, Halapak holds a variety of plant and animal species, which serve as a recreation spot for tourists from all walks of life. One of its memorable moments was the friendship over hippopotamus and a tortoise, Owen and Mzee, in 2007. The quarry has slowly developed into a sanctuary with over 180 species of indigenous trees and bushes planted to date. As you walk around the park, be wary of spiders, red-legged millipedes, wasps, dung beetles, weaver ants, and even honeybees. From the casuarina trees, the forest now plays host to different tree species as seen. Rene Haller believes that animals should play an equally important role in the forest ecosystem. This has been proven as velvet monkeys, insects, and some bird species have actively participated in the succession within the ecosystem. Other mammals like bush pigs, which feed on roots, maggots, and insects, have helped to aerate the tree's root systems. The female giraffe feed on leaves and disperse plant seeds, while their feces act as fertilizers. The dung beetles, on the other hand, help bring the manure underground, where it is broken down by microorganisms, creating further plant life. The eland, on the other hand, produces milk that is nutritious and has antibiotic properties which allow the milk to stay fresh for months. Elands are also resistant to most livestock diseases and tame easily, one of the many factors that led to their introduction at the park. The introduction of the oryx seemed to be the perfect match for the park, as they feed on dry, nutrient-poor grasses. Oryx have a great capacity to digest fibers and can survive in harsh weather conditions, including droughts and desert conditions. Water played an important role in the economic and ecological development of the project. The aquaculture system at the Haller Park is commercially viable and is home to tilapia, lungfish, and catfish. When visiting the Nature Trail, you will come into contact with a fish farm, a crocodile park, and the biological water treatment area for the Nile cabbage ponds and rice paddy fields. The park is home to over 10 mammals, including buffalo, monkeys, giraffes, and hippopotamus. Your visit will also make you come close to the snake and crocodile worlds. In particular, you will see bush snake and strip-bellied sand snake. If you are a bird watcher, then expect to see yellow-billed storks, oxpeckers, Egyptian geese, and guinea fowl. The park is accessed through one main outer gate. Here, your vehicle and occupancy details are captured before allowing you to drive into the parking lot, a 2-minute drive from the first game. Drive slowly, as you may come into sudden contact with the walking tortoise and other mammals who are on their picnic square. If you are lucky enough, you might feed the giraffe during the mid-morning feeding time. At the payment point, you have the luxury of paying through cash, M-Pesa, or using the cards. If you are a resident of East Africa, then you will pay 600 Kenya shillings, with a child paying 250 Kenya shillings. Non-East African residents will have to pay 1,800 Kenya shillings for an adult and 700 shillings for a child. I highly recommend the park for any learning institutions within and outside the Mombasa region. For schools, the rates differ depending on your category. Any student between PP1 and grade 3 pays 100 Kenya shillings to access the park. Grades 4 to 8 pays 200 Kenya shillings, with their compatriots in secondary colleges and universities paying Kenya shillings 250. Students from an East African institution pay Kenya shillings 700 to get a feel for what this beautiful park has to offer. These rates keep changing, therefore keep checking from time to time for the updated rates. As I wind up my tour in the park, I'm left to wonder what the future holds for Bamburi Cement in the fight against global warming. One clear thing though is that Bamburi Cement has cemented its place in the hearts of Mombasa residents by this act of reclaiming the once inhospitable land to humans, flora and fauna alike.